Hello, greetings to all Fire Emblem fans. The latest Fire Emblem Engage game is now playable into your PC. If you don't own a Switch, then this is the perfect video tutorial for you because I'm going to teach you on where to get all of these files and how to set up and install it in order for it to run into your PC. As you can see here, I have the latest Fire Emblem Engage and I have played 43 minutes of it and it runs quite amazingly on it. So this is what the application that you will need to install into your PC, and it is called Ryujinx. Ryujinx emulator, for those who don't know, is a Nintendo Switch emulator that can play Nintendo Switch games into your PC. So first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx emulator. To do that, just open your web browser and just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. Ryujinx.org is their official website. Go on that, click on that, and go to the download tab here. And if you're using Mac OS 11 or later version, then you can play it into your Mac OS. If you are from Linux, you can download here. And if you're from Windows, just like in this video tutorial, you can download it here. I'm just going to skip the download and installation process for the Windows version because it is really easy to do and anyone can do that. So I'm going to assume that you have already installed Ryujinx emulator. So the first thing to do is to boot up Ryujinx emulator, run it and play it, and then you will be met with certain errors saying that you will need to have and install these certain files here. So these files are from the Nintendo Switch itself. This is the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. The version should be in version 15 in order for Ryujinx emulator to load up and play Fire Emblem Engage, and Fire Emblem Engage should be in XCI file format. So if you're wondering where you can get all of these files, legally speaking, you can only get these files if you own a Nintendo Switch console, which is modded and has a custom firmware installed in it. Because if you have a custom firmware installed in it, it means that you can access your Nintendo Switch keys and Nintendo Switch firmware, which is version 15, and then you can just copy it into your PC. And in order to get Fire Emblem Engage, surely you should own the game, should buy it, and digitally back it up into your PC into an XCI file format, just like mine here. So if you don't own a Switch, or if you have a Switch but don't know how to do all the things that I have said, then I'm just going to save you that hassle and teach you where to get all of these files. In order to get all of these files, I'm just going to leave a QR code here, wherein you can scan it with your QR code reader, and then you will be redirected in that QR code into your mobile phone into the website where you can get all of these files. So just visit the site, and in the middle part of the page, you can get the XCI file version of Fire Emblem Engage, and in the bottom part of the website, you can get the keys and firmware from the Nintendo Switch. So be sure to check out the entirety of the website so that you can get all of these files here. So now, I'm going to assume that you have already downloaded all of these files and that you have a copy of it into your PC now. So it's time to install them into your Ryujinx emulator. To do that, just go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then Open System folder, then open the keys zip file here, and then just drag and drop or copy and paste that file into that folder. If this is your first installation, then this folder should be empty. So closing that. Now it's time to install the firmware. To do that, just go to Tools, go to Install Firmware, install a firmware from XCI or zip file, click on the firmware file, and hit Open. Now just wait for a moment, and it will say Install Firmware, hit Yes, and it will say Successful Installed. Now it means that your Ryujinx emulator is now fully capable of booting up and loading up Nintendo Switch games. When the installation is done, it will detect all the Nintendo Switch games here and it will show the icons of the game. So I have Fire Emblem Engage here, and I'll teach you how to optimize your Ryujinx emulator so that you can play this game with no issues at all. In order to do that, just go to Options, go to Settings. And in this part, just pause the video and copy my settings here, okay? So be sure to copy everything. So the game directories is wherein you will put your game, and the games should be, again, in XCI or NSB file format. That is the only format that the Ryujinx emulator will be able to boot up. So now go to the Input tab. It is better to play Nintendo Switch games with a controller because it's really hard to use when you are using a keyboard and mouse. To configure this, just go into Player 1 and hit Configure. And in here, your controller will be detected. Just like mine here, I have connected my Nintendo Switch Pro controller and I have mapped it according to my Switch controller. But if you don't own one, you can connect your PlayStation or Xbox controller from here and then just map it up according to your liking and hit save. Once done, go to System, and again, just pause the video and copy my settings here. Now, go to Graphics tab. This is the most important part, and Graphics Backend multi-threading should be on, Graphics Backend should be in Vulkan, your preferred GPU should be your dedicated graphics card, enhancements should be Enable Shader Cache and Enable Macro HLE. Resolution scale should be in 2x resolution so that it will look much better than the native resolution of the Nintendo Switch, and the games will look much sharper. Okay? But if your CPU cannot handle that emulation, then you can just go to the native resolution so that it will run into your end. Okay? Now, anisotropic filtering should be auto, aspect ratio should be in 16:9. Once done, hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully capable of playing Fire Emblem Engage. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer, I'm not going to show you a gameplay of Fire Emblem Engage because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content and they don't want it to be shown in the internet or in YouTube. So if I show this kind of content that I'm playing the game, then they will just delete my account in YouTube or delete my videos or my entire channel. So to save myself from that hassle, I'm not gonna do that. But in this video tutorial, I'm willing to show you guys a little bit of a boot up in the title screen of Fire Emblem Engage so that there's proof that it is running quite well in Ryujinx emulator. So I'm gonna boot up Fire Emblem Engage now in Ryujinx. And I'm just gonna blur the screen so that Nintendo will not be able to detect anything from their game, and then they will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strike. So it's now loading the shader cache for the Fire Emblem Engage game. So here, I'm just gonna blur it. So
Fire Emblem.
So this is the title
Engage.
screen for the Fire Emblem Engage, and it runs well. So I have played it, and I'm just gonna stop the emulation now. So if you followed all the steps that I've shown you in this video tutorial, then you'll be able to play Fire Emblem Engage with no issues at all. And all of the previous Nintendo Switch games, you can also play them. So if you have questions regarding the installation process of Fire Emblem Engage into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them. So please do subscribe to my channel. This will help me out. Thank you for watching and see you next time, and goodbye for now.